Welcome to this bite-sized video for the Digital Support Services T-Level, where we'll explore Task 3 for the Digital Support Employer Set Project. The Employer Set Project, or ESP, consists of a series of tasks designed to assess the 5 assessment objectives shown. And this skills assessment is set and marked by NCFE, where students will apply the core knowledge and demonstrate the core skills from the specification. The ESP is conducted during a 2-week assessment window, which will be available in the summer and autumn terms. The tasks are designed to replicate the real-life industry experience, and we used employers and industry experts when developing the Employer Set project in order to achieve this. This video will focus on Task 3, where students put a project proposal together. And this will be assessing assessment objectives 1, 2, and 4, with AO4 focusing on communication and students demonstrating their use of English skills and also their math skills. Tasks 1 and 2 should now have been completed by students, with Task 3 beginning in the second assessment week on a fixed date and time stipulated by NCFE. This will be a supervised session, and students will have 4 hours to complete this task, with a 15-minute supervised rest break also being permitted. If students have any access arrangements or reasonable adjustments, such as additional time for assessments, then you should apply that internally and increase the task time by the relevant amount. The assessment materials should only be available and accessible to students during those sessions, so do take account of this and ensure you have secure storage areas for students to store their evidence. Internet access is permitted for this task to allow students to research and develop a robust solution to the scenario. But you must ensure that privacy mode has been disabled and policies applied to prevent students from deleting their browsing history, as a copy of their browsing history will also be required. And to ensure students aren't disadvantaged from the preceding interview task, they will be issued with a document containing the same information as the Task 2 tutor interview notes. In this task, students will be putting together a proposal to address the issues and needs of the business. As you might expect, students will be assessed on their English skills in this task, but the use of English is marked holistically with its own marking scheme. So the examiners will award a maximum of 4 marks for English skills, but it is based on their performance across tasks 2, 3, and 4. Students should have some different sections to their project proposal to ensure they cover the different requirements. And one of those requirements that's worth highlighting is the financial aspect for the solution being proposed. And there are 2 marks available for demonstrating their math skills. In other words, calculating the relevant costs for their solution. The project proposal is worth 26 marks in total, with 2 of those marks for students demonstrating their math skills. And on screen are the highest band marking descriptors. Then of course there's also those 4 marks as mentioned previously for English, which is assessed across tasks 2, 3, and 4. Students should identify and show understanding of the issues and requirements for the business, and how to actually address those needs. What resources will be required to do this with justifications, how much those resources will cost, and the overall cost and any ongoing expenses. And will this solution help with any longer-term issues or consideration, and any security concerns and potential mitigations for that. And making it relevant to the brief is absolutely essential. And there's some advice you can give students to help ensure they do this. And one of those pieces of advice is doing some practice with writing frames. And including an introduction can be useful, where we can write a brief description of the purpose of the document, and this will act as well as a reminder for students as to what to include in their proposal. perhaps followed then by a section giving an overview of the issues and requirements for the client, again to help make sure it's relevant to the brief, with a section for their proposed solution and justifications. This is just one approach, of course. Another option might be to use subheadings for each issue or need, which might help to ensure that students address every area and nothing is overlooked. Then there's the equipment, infrastructure, and/or resources that the business will need to put the solution in place, with those justifications given. And including a table would be a useful thing as well for outlining the resources and the associated costs. And students should be very wary of mixing currencies, such as euro and British pounds, and even separating out which costs will be a one-off expense and which ones will be ongoing as part of the solution. Then with a final summary to highlight the important key aspects and provide any final justifications. We hope you found this useful and have a better understanding of Task 3. And do see our other bite-sized videos that form part of this Employer Set project series. Thank you.